Namaste everyone, I'm your co-host Shawnee ma'am. Welcome to your favorite learning channel. The topic for today's video is different types of nutrition in animals. So in our previous videos, we had already learned that animals are heterotrophic organisms, which means they cannot synthesize their own food and hence they are dependent on other organisms for obtaining their food and nutrition. So today in this video, we will be looking at different types of nutrition present in animals by which they obtain all the nutrition required for the growth and development. Okay, so animals actually follow different types of nutrition. So what are these different types of nutrition? We can say types of nutrition in animals, right? So let's see what are these different types of nutrition. So first is holozoic nutrition. Then there is also saprotrophic nutrition. Okay, saprotrophic nutrition. Then there is parasitic nutrition. Then there are also some organisms called scavengers. Okay, and then there is other type known as symbiosis. So holozoic, saprophytic, parasitic, scavengers and symbiosis, these are the different modes of nutrition or types of nutrition that can be found in animals. First, we will look at holozoic nutrition. Okay, so what happens in holozoic nutrition? Here the animals they take in the already made food, already made or already prepared food, and this food can be in liquid or in solid form. And then these holozoic mode of nutrition can be further classified. It can be classified as what? Herbivores, then carnivores, then omnivores. So what are herbivores? Herbivores are those animals which only depend on plants for food. That is, they directly feed on plants. For example, they can eat grasses, leaves, etc. And example of animals which are herbivores include rabbit, cow, etc. Here we can see image of herbivore, that is rabbits feeding on grass. Then what are carnivores? Carnivores are those animals which feed on the flesh of other animals, and hence these carnivores can also be called as flesh eaters. For example, lion, tiger, etc. Here we can see an image of carnivore. Then what are omnivores? So omnivores are those animals which feed on both plants as well as animals. For example, crow, human beings, etc. So human beings are also omnivores, that is, they can feed on both the flesh of other animals as well as on plants. Okay, so these are different types of holozoic nutrition. Then moving on, we will talk about saprotrophs. So saprotrophs follow saprotrophic mode of nutrition. What happens here? Here the organisms derive their nutrition from, here the animals or organisms derive nutrition from where? From dead and decaying, from dead and decaying organic matter. Okay, this is known as saprotrophic mode of nutrition. So here the word sapro means rotten and the word troph means nutrition. For example, we can say earthworm, earthworm, maggots, etc. These are saprotrophs. Okay, here we can see image of earthworm. So it derives its nutrition from dead and decaying organic matter. Then let's move on and talk about parasitic mode of nutrition. Parasitic mode of nutrition. What happens here? Here the parasite feeds on living host. Here the parasite feeds on what? It feeds on a living host. Okay, so the organism that feeds on the host is called parasite, and the parasite feeds on an organism which is called host. Okay, so this parasitic form of nutrition can be of two types. One is ectoparasite, ectoparasitic form of nutrition, or ectoparasites. So what are these ectoparasites? Ectoparasites actually live outside the body of host. For example, lice, they live on the head, right? We can find lice on our head sometimes, so they are ectoparasites. Then another example we can take here is of ticks. Okay, so what do ticks do? They suck blood from the body of cow, dogs and other animals. Okay, so these are ectoparasites. Ectoparasites are those parasites which live outside the body of their host. Then there are other parasites called endoparasites. So what are endoparasites? These are the parasitic organisms which live inside the body of their host. For example, we can take an example of Ascaris. This Ascaris, what it does, it is present inside our gut. Okay, so it enters the host body through the food canal and obtains its nutrition from the host. So these are endoparasites. They live inside the body of host. Okay, now let's move on and talk about scavengers. Okay, so what are scavengers? Scavengers are those animals or those organisms that feed on the flesh of dead animals. Okay, for example, vulture. Okay, vulture, jackals, etc. Okay, these are scavengers. They feed on the flesh of dead animals. Then the next type of nutrition is symbiosis. So what happens in symbiosis? Here the word sym means together and biont means living form. So what happens here? Two organisms, they live together, and these two organisms living together, they mutually get benefited from each other. For example, symbiotic relationship, here we can take an example of the symbiotic relationship that occurs between the ants and the aphids. Okay, so how here the two organisms get benefited? Let's see. So aphids, they actually provide a sugary substance to the ants, and in return the ants protect the aphids from parasites and predators. So this is how both the organisms are getting benefited from each other and they are living in close association. So it is an example of symbiotic relationship. So now let's quickly revise the things that we have studied. So today we have studied about the different types of nutrition that are found in animals. So these different types of nutrition are holozoic, saprophytic, parasitic, scavengers and symbiosis. Then we started with holozoic. In holozoic nutrition, the animals take in the already prepared or already made food, and this food can either be liquid or solid. Then this holozoic mode of nutrition can be further classified into herbivores, carnivores or omnivores. So herbivores, we have taken here an example of rabbits. Okay, rabbit, cow, these are examples of herbivores. These animals feed on plants. Okay, they directly feed on plants. Then there are carnivores, for example lion, tiger, etc. Here we can see an example of carnivore. So these animals only feed on the flesh of other animals and hence they are known as flesh eaters. They prey on their, okay, so these are predators actually, and they prey on other animals, they kill their prey and then eat their flesh. Okay, then there are omnivores. Omnivores are those animals which feed on both plants as well as flesh of other animals, for example crow, human beings, etc. Here we can see example of omnivore, that is crow. Then we talked about saprotrophs. So saprotrophs, they derive their nutrition from dead and decaying organic matter. Here the word sapro means rotten and troph means nutrition. For example, earthworm. So here earthworm derives its nutrition from dead and decaying organic matter, hence it is a saprotrophic organism. Then we talked about parasitic nutrition. So what happens in parasitic nutrition? An organism called parasite feeds on another organism called host. So parasites can be of two types, ectoparasites and endoparasites. Ectoparasites are those parasites that live outside the host body, for example lice, which can be found on the heads. Then ticks. Ticks are found on the bodies of various animals. They suck blood from the body of cow, dogs and other animals, and hence it obtains its nutrition from that blood that is being sucked, and they can be found outside the bodies of these animals. Then there are endoparasites, which are the parasites that live inside the body of their host, for example ascaris. So ascaris is an endoparasite that enters the host body through food canal and obtains its nutrition. Here we can see an image of ascaris, which is an endoparasite, and tick, this is an ectoparasite. Then we talked about scavengers. So what are scavengers? Scavengers are those animals that feed on the flesh of dead animals. The animals that are already dead, these scavengers feed on the flesh of those dead animals, for example vulture, jackal, etc. Then we talked about symbiosis. So the word symbiosis, in the word symbiosis, sim means together, biont means living form. So in this type of relationship, what happens? Two organisms live together and these organisms are mutually benefited from each other. Here we have taken an example of symbiotic relationship between aphids and ants. So what happens here? Aphids provide a sugary substance to the ants, and in return ants protect the aphids from parasites and predators. So this is how they get mutually benefited from each other, and hence they are an example of symbiotic relationship. So I hope you all would have got some great insights by watching today's video. Please do not forget to like and share the video. Till then, thank you for watching.